Hello, everybody. Hello, my name is Mrs. Campbell and I teach in Year 6. But what I love most of all is reading stories and sharing stories with everyone. So today I'd like to share a story with you, and this is part of World Book Day, which is on Thursday, the 4th of March. However, we just don't love reading on one day, do we? We love reading, we love hearing stories all the time because we love stories and we love reading time. So today I'd like to share a story with you. So even though I'm in year 6, I've chosen a book which isn't necessarily a year 6 book because all sorts of stories are fun, aren't they? I've chosen a picture book this time, and this is one of my son's books which he got for Christmas from a friend of ours. And this is called Riley Can Be Anything. And I love reading this to my son, to my children at bedtime, and I hope you enjoy it too. So if we open up again, it says, Riley Can Be Anything. And it's written by Davina Hamilton, and it's been illustrated by, so the pictures, it's been illustrated by Eleanor Reynoso. I love the colours in this book. I love the expression on their face. Can you see two people together in a family? And one of them's asking a question and one of them tries to answer. Riley loved his big cousin Joe. There were so many things Joe wanted to know, like how does honey come from bees? And why must I always say thank you and please? Big cousin Joe was full of questions, and big cousin Joe had lots of suggestions. This time, he asked Riley, can you tell me, when you grow up, what are you going to be? I'm not sure yet, Riley sighed. Cousin Joe, can you help me decide? Joe replied, of course I can. Let's give this some thought now, little man. A moment later, Cousin Joe said, you could be a chef like Uncle Ted. Your restaurant could serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you did that, you'd be onto a winner. A chef, said Riley. That sounds good. But do you really think I could? Joe said, your food could be fit for a king. Riley, you can be anything. Riley was pleased, but still unsure. Maybe we should think some more. What else could I be? Riley asked Joe. Said Joe. Oh, I know. You could play the saxophone like Uncle Baz. He's in a band that plays music called jazz. It's really cool music. That's for everyone. It's funky and groovy and it's lots of fun. I like the saxophone, Riley cried. Are you sure I could play it? I've never tried. Of course, said Joe. You've got the swing. Riley, you can be anything. Riley liked the saxophone idea, but still there was more he wanted to hear. He asked Cousin Joe, what else could I be? Joe smiled and said, let's see. I got it, said Joe. This is a good plan. You could be a doctor like Uncle Dan. When people are ill, you'll make them feel better. Or you can write them a doctor's letter. Make people better? Riley asked. Yes, said Joe. It's a special task. Think of all the joy you could bring. Riley, you can be anything. Riley was happy, but still he pondered. What else could I be? He sat and wondered. Cousin Joe, I'm still not sure. No problem, said Joe. We can think some more. But let me have a sip of my drink. Water always helps me think. Oh, I know, Joe said as he drank. You could be a pilot like great granddad Frank. He flew in a plane in the Royal Air Force. That was years ago, of course. He was brave as he flew in the sky, soaring his plane through the clouds way up high. Riley thought for a while, and then he gave a massive smile. A pilot, he said. Now that sounds great. I'm so excited. I can't wait. But up in the clouds very high, what if I'm scared to go up in the sky? Joe smiled and said, stop worrying. Riley, you can be anything. The next day, Riley was at school and he was feeling pretty cool. The things that Cousin Joe had said were still whizzing round in Riley's head. Then the teacher, Mr. Brew, said, "Class, here's what we're going to do. I'd like you to think and then tell me, when you grow up, what would you like to be?" There is class. "A teacher," said Lucy. "A fireman," said Kyle. "I'm going to be a writer," Jane said with a smile. "A vet," said Eddie. "A dentist," said Bee. Everyone knew what they wanted to be. "How about you, Riley?" Mr. Bruce said. "I'm not sure yet," said Riley, scratching his head. But just as the school bell started to ring, Riley said, "I can be anything." And that's the end of the story. What I love about the story, besides the beautifully coloured pictures, I love the rhyme. Did you notice as we read through that, children, there were rhyming words and it created a rhythm, almost like a song. I love the message in the story, even though it's a story, even though it's made up. I love the way this story was telling children like Riley, like any child, like you, that you can be anything. You can reach for the stars and be all these amazing things as you're growing up in the world. And that's a lovely feeling to have. So I hope you've enjoyed the story that I've shared. And this is Mrs. Campbell signing out. Bye bye.